Welcome to Daniel Reviews, and today I'm reviewing the Hykoont SZ300 commercial streetlight. Let's get into it. Okay, in this video, Hykoont reached out to me and asked if I'd be willing to look at some of their products. And as it turned out, I definitely was in need of one of their products, which was a street light or some sort of light for my driveway. I have a long driveway, and at night there's no light on the curved part of it, so it's very easy to get off track. And I've been wanting to do something about it for a long time, but I hadn't found the right product, and I definitely want some solar powered, something that I didn't have to run cable or wiring to, and I wanted something that would be very, very bright and would illuminate it. So maybe this is the right product for me. We're going to find out. Let's see what we got in the box. Okay, this is what you get in the box. There's a lot, almost can't fit it all in frame. We'll start with the lighting units themselves. Obviously, these are all LED. There's no specs listed here, but according to their site, these are literally massive. So I'm kind of pretty excited to see how they work in actuality. So you get two of these. This is a 2-pack with the SZ300. And then you get, of course, 2 solar panels to power them, charge them up during the day. These are, show this. This is 35-watt solar panels with the 6-volt. 6 volts and well, open circuit is 7.2 volts, and then 6.5 amps. So, pretty good size solar panel. I think it, kind of leaves me a little bit encouraged. Something like this should power up a decent light. We'll see, what it looks like in actual use. And then you've got your mounting, like the small mounting for these lights. I also have ordered a light pole from Hykoont, so these will go on a pole. And I'll definitely go over that installation process. But this is what you get in the kit. You also get, look, a little handy remote. I think I'll personally probably leave this in auto mode, but we'll get into that details as we go forward. Remote are AAA batteries, so pretty standard. Okay, we got batteries in the remote. Let's just see if we can get these to, hello, there they are. Woo, that's bright. Let's see. Ah! They're really bright. According to Hykoont's website, they are 60,000 lumens. What I'm unclear on is whether that's 30,000 each for a total of 60,000 lumens or whether it's 60,000 each. I'm not sure. As much as I hate to do it, I think I'm going to have to look at the instructions this time. So this might be the smallest and cutest little hex wrench I've ever seen. These nuts. It's very difficult to do this, properly, because you essentially need to put this underneath. So the best thing I found to do is to try to line it up underneath here and then slide the screw down and make contact with it, and then try to tighten it up with your screwdriver. It does work because there's not enough clearance that you can get your fingers into there to tighten it up. But the problem is you can't really, at least I can't really, because now it's at the point where it's spinning. I can try to hold it in place, but my fingers can't fit under there. So it's very hard to get that actually tight because of I'm just got to sneak my pinky under there, right, to keep it from spinning. And I don't know that I'm succeeding even at that. There we go. So the thing is, I guess it just needs to be secure, but that's not the easiest to do. The thing I'll mention is there's actually 4 holes on the solar panel, and of course there's only 2 slots here on this mounting bracket, so I don't think it matters which ones you do. You just want to probably be consistent. The next step is to attach this bracket, which is going to determine the kind of the optimal angle, so you can adjust it, depending on where it's going to be best angle for your sunlight. It doesn't tell you what size bolt and nut to use, but I presume through process of elimination, the only ones that seem to fit are again the same size that we used before, and you're going to need to use 2 of them again. So that's what I'm doing here with this one. They recommend to determine your optimal viewing angle or solar angle, and then you can use another one to lock it in, another bolt to lock it in position. So I think something like probably like that, so keep it from turning. The cute little hex wrench actually comes into play on these. So, I don't know if you can see all this, but this cable needs to come out of the hole on the other side of this, and then everything needs to fit in there, and then we'll tighten it up. Okay, the next piece is a little hard to show. Hopefully I can show this. But you're going to essentially just set the solar panel on top of the pole, and then we're going to attach it using these smaller nuts and bolts. So hopefully that will show. Let me grab the other one. And here's the kind of the assembled unit with the solar panel on top and the unit there. You can adjust the angle, of course, of this, and we probably will. But then you would mount it to your pole, or if you're mounting it to a building, I guess you could do it. You could just do that, but we're going to use the pole system for this. Okay, so it's been about a week later, and this showed up, which I presume to be are the actual poles for the Hykoont lights. So we're going to open this thing up and see what we get. Okay, so inside that gigantic box is a much more reasonably sized box. This one looks like it's seen a bit of rumbling around. I can hear some metal clanking in there, so these definitely look to be the ones. These are supposed to be 13-foot poles. Let's open it up and see. This is what you get in the box. You get 3 of these extension pieces, 1 base unit, which is so massive it's hard to show entirely, but it's got the a base plate to connect to, and then 3 of the extensions, which should put us at about 13 feet. Some pieces were loose. These screws were loose. These here, I'll show those, but I got them out of the box. I think they all are there. I got 8 of them, which I believe adds up. Then you got some mounting hardware. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this is for the base, to attach the base to the, well, maybe not. We'll see. And then you've got this piece. So I didn't see, and then, so that's what you get in the box. 3 poles, the base unit, screws, I assume, to attach the poles to each other. This, which I think maybe is used to attach the base unit somehow. I'll have to look that up. And then some hardware here. That's what you get. Okay, so I've got everything out of the box. I did not see any kind of a manual with this. So, I mean, most of it's pretty self-explanatory. I think I can figure it out. And that's typically what I do almost all the time. As you guys know, many times you're like, hey, just read the manual. I'm like, okay. So in this case, there is no manual to read, so I'm going to have to do some figuring out, particularly this part. That's the part I'm a little unclear on. But I also might look online to see if Hykoont has something on their site on how to do some of that stuff. So we'll figure that out next. All right. Think we got everything we need. Got some water for the concrete. I got a brick of a concrete. Hopefully that'll actually bust up. Got the auger. And then we got the pylon piece. Good stuff. Move this out of the way. Okay. Use this trusty auger here to give us the hole. I don't want to be too far back from the driveway, so probably somewhere right about here is the idea. Got some rocks there. Already, that's pretty good. So we just dug a hole. I'm gonna check and see if it's deep. It might even be a little too deep, actually. We need to widen it a little because this is just a little too tight, but it's easier to widen a hole than to do it all by a shovel. So there we go. Now, if you don't have an auger, that's no problem. You can easily dig a hole this. It doesn't have to go that deep. With just a plain shovel will be fine. Just going to widen the edges a little bit so it fits in there a little better. You'll see. Okay, so that gets down in there. Great. Here is the scaffolding, I guess. I don't know the right word for it, but sitting in there, we're going to just come and make sure it's level, and then we're going to pour the concrete. Got it in there. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to adjust this once I get, let's see, yeah, there we go. Once we get the concrete in there. Let it sit for a little bit. We're going to let it sit for, I don't know, a little bit longer, probably another 20 minutes or so. And then we'll come and put on the base plate and then see what we can do with it. Okay, I think this is set pretty good. So the next step is to assemble the pole, and let's get that going. Screws are pretty easy. There's 8 of them. We're going to just get it started by hand here. Try to a little bit, and then use a screwdriver to tighten it up. Good. All right, so the last piece is just to attach the actual light itself to the pole, which you're going to use this bracket here and these long screws here to, to secure it together. So that's going to be the next step here. Well, I'm just going to tighten these up. I don't have a deep socket wrench set that's deep enough quite for this, I don't think, so I'm doing probably with the wrong tool, but it is working, so we'll just keep this up. Okay, so she's installed. At this particular hour where I put her, she's not getting great solar production, but as the day progresses, I think it will change. And I'll probably need to adjust the angle of the solar panel up there a little bit, so I'll get my ladder out and do that. But for right now, I think it's okay. We're going to let it sit, and then we'll see what it looks like tonight. It's actually darker than the video here seems to make it look, but you can see the light from the SZ300, and it's definitely making a difference on this driveway. There's a few things that you'll be able to obviously to figure this out in the manual, but I just wanted to go over their operation modes. One, you can obviously have it on as a, you know, dusk till dawn kind of situation where it gets dark enough, it senses that it's dark, comes on, stays on until it's bright enough. That's the mode I'm going to use. In addition, you can do a motion sensor mode where it basically is at 30% unless it detects motion, then it brightens to 100%, and then goes back to 30% when there's no further motion. That's, some people might want a motion situation. Additionally, you have a timing mode, so you can set it to turn on at a time for 3 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, etc. And then it will only turn on during those times, right? Like this also has to be set at night. So if you're wanting a timing situation, you can do that. Additionally, you can adjust the brightness. This, actually, I should probably show you on the actual remote. This will control full brightness. This will dim, that sort of thing. So it's pretty, or sorry, the plus and minus. It's kind of like a volume control. This is a quick button to full brightness. This is a quick button to half brightness. Otherwise, I'm gonna put it in auto mode. Basically, you just turn it on, hit auto mode, and then it'll be off during the day and on at night. So, would I recommend buying the Hykoont SB300 or SZ300? I think commercialized. Yeah, I would. It does a great job of illuminating my driveway. It was a dark area there. I wanted you know, to brighten that up. These are very very luminous at night. And I don't have a way of measuring exactly how many lumens they produce, but they feel like they produce, you know, the recommended rating, and that's it provides enough light for my dark driveway, and that's what I wanted. So I think if you've got a spot that you want definitely more illumination, and you do have some ability to control how much, I think these are a great fit for you. The pole mounting system, if you're not going to mount them to, you know, an existing pole or house or structure, I think that works pretty well, you know, for most purposes. Yeah, I have nothing to criticize here. I think it's a good solution for, you know, kind of a basic problem that probably a lot of people have. All right, that's going to conclude my video. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.